Hello, everyone, and welcome to interviews with team.
Thank you.
And here we have our first team, the crew. Hello, crew team. And we have one of the member. Hi. Can you
I
tell
think
us? Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about your team and do you have a solo team here, or you're just like the representative of your team? Tell us a little bit about about the team.
so. First of all, good evening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk right there. So, frankly speaking, we don't have a concrete representative of the crew. So I just took the opportunity and take this position as a representative of our team. So basically, it's actually my first time participating in such a hackathon about artificial intelligence online. So the thing is, I just entered to Discord and tried to meet my teammates in order to realize something original, something innovative to consider. And I just met some good lads. They were quite impressive. They got this idea. They're a big fan of artificial intelligence comparing to me, unfortunately. Because the thing is, I've always been interested in cybersecurity. But I was looking for opportunities in order to sharpen my skills, I just uh, learned about the hackathon in question, and I was asking why not. I was telling myself, why not giving it a shot and just go for it? So basically, after having a chat with our team members, we were sharing a lot of concepts. And if you were to ask me about my proposition, we were thinking about realizing a fake news detection system using the chatbot. I still don't know if it was a solution that was already implemented, but the reason behind this was actually simple. Unfortunately, we live in a world where propaganda is everywhere. I mean, if we look back a few years ago, the newspaper and the media were only focusing about the brute information, the truth. They would usually stay objective on the information, which is not the case, unfortunately, today, because the main thing about media is not the truth or whether the information is true or wrong, but whether the propaganda and the race to the information. I mean, it's like the first person who got the information is actually the one who gains the most money. And so my goal is to use the artificial intelligence and the tools we have right there as a solution in order to tell people that not everything that you read on the media is relevant or not, because unfortunately there are also so many sources that aren't reliable. So this is my idea.
Let me ask, is it your project idea, so you will be working on this, or it just your like as an idea, so you didn't choose it, it's a
No,
concept?
I mean, according to, if I'm not mistaken, according to the instructions, we shall first discuss between two or three concepts, and then present it to you, to the mentors, and then right after this, the mentoring questions give us the red light. We should go on.
Yeah, but just let me tell you that you have only 48 hours to work on the project. So make sure that your team has already contacted mentors and choose the concept, because here is we have only interviews, like a warm talk to know you more, to know your team a little bit more, so we can just warm communication. It's not about pitching the concept, but still make sure that your team has already contacted mentors. If not, just contact mentors and choose the concept to work on, because you really don't have much time to finish the project. What I wanted to ask you is about your team. Can you tell us more about how many members you have and what's background of your members are?
So basically, if I were to talk about our team in question, we're actually, well, at first we were six, but as time goes by, we were having like an excess of members. So we just basically just reduced it to only six, and Most of my teammates are just good lads. Some of them are really fan of artificial intelligence. Some of them are also good when it comes to web development. We also got the software engineers who's going to be responsible to making the front end for the front end uh yeah the front end in question. And there's also me who is quite good when it comes to conception. I do consider that my skill set when it comes to conception I just quite good.
Thank you. And could you please tell more about the idea? How did you came up with it? Maybe you have some difficult situation during the building of your project, so maybe tell more about that.
Frankly speaking, when it comes to the challenge, it's quite considerable. I mean, when I look, I mean, as I said before, the main idea behind it is to tell people that not every information, single information you see on the net is quite authentic, should I say. But the challenge is that there were some implemented projects. Some people actually implemented these projects, and the the hardest part of it is how to build the actual model, because basically the idea is to join two articles and transform it to two bank of words, and these bank of words we would actually combine it together, and by joining these two bank of words, which are actually vectors, we would build a model that would, based on neural networks, that would have as an input these articles in question. And our goal is to decide whether these information are accepted or rejected, reliable or not reliable. That's the main idea. But the challenge is that if we went through a simple model, the execution time would be quite considerable. Uh, if I had to make an assumption about the model in question, how much time it would take to analyze the article in question, it would be approximately 15 seconds. But after making some research, I found that it's quite possible to reduce that time to 15 to 5 seconds by using the decision trees, in order to reduce it from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. But it would be quite challengeable. It would be quite difficult, but not impossible.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just curious, is it your first time on Lab event or you already had participated in some
Yeah,
hackathons?
that's actually my first time. That's actually my first time.
That's cool. How do you like this experience here?
Well, frankly speaking, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it's quite noisy. I just managed to make some friends and some connections. I've already participated to some hackathons, but this one is quite unique. I mean, I were in a. It's like being in an environment where there's everyone that are basically just like you, and everyone has its own set of skills. Everyone has its own ideas, and I wasn't expecting that. It was so much fun. So it's not ended yet, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And I also have a question. Do you plan maybe to develop your project in future after the hackathon?
Sorry.
Maybe you plan to develop your project in future after the hackathon?
Well, frankly speaking, this project would be quite considerable. I mean, now for the hackathon, I will just develop the idea and the simple conception. And if after the hackathon this idea got accepted and studied in depth, I would definitely go for the aftermath, because this kind of project would actually be beneficial for the society and mankind, especially for in such a period.
Cool. Thank you for your answer. And probably the last question for this interview. I'm really interested. What excites you in AI? Because here we are organizing like AI-based hackathon. Hackathons about newest AI technologies. So why exactly AI, and what excites you the most about this technology?
As I said before, when it comes to between artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, I would go for cybersecurity. So basically, when I learned about this hackathon, every you see, in my class, everyone's basically talking only about artificial intelligence. I mean, I'm considered as the black sheep when it comes to my class. I'm the only one that is a fan of cybersecurity. They were talking about concepts like artificial intelligence, linear regressions, the models, GPT-3, some stuff like that. And I was just curious. So by just googling some stuffs, I just saw that there's many concepts when it comes to artificial intelligence, such as the concept that I was mentioning before. But the thing is, I just noticed that most of the concepts were quite theoretical. It was basically mainly theory. And the pragmatic programmer I am, I was like, it's quite interesting, but it would be far better if I were to find some kind of project or hackathon in order to mobilize my skill set and make things actually happen, because artificial intelligence is considered as the future right now. And just by Googling, I just saw the hackathon in question. The concept was actually quite new. It's the first time I'm actually hearing about the transformers. And after taking a few, let's say, few tutorials when it comes to it, I was quite impressed. And I was like, this would be quite challenging, but let's just give it a try. And why not?
It's a very nice word to finish the interview. Yeah, why not? We wish you success with your project and looking forward to see your submission in like more or less than 24 hours, right?
Yeah,
Even
almost.
less. Even less. Okay,
Mhm.
so we're looking forward to see your submission and thank you for this interview. Guys, we'll back shortly with the next team, so stay tuned.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. Have a
Bye.
nice day. Have a nice day.